Welcome back to these audio or these presentations. Um, I'm going to cover two assignments in this presentation, the progress reports and the courage and calling assignments. So the progress reports is in Appendix C. So quickly go over these. These are pretty straightforward assignments. The purpose of these assignments is just to make sure that you're staying on track with your professional portfolios. Is to help you organize your schedule, make sure that you actually are doing activities during the 4 weeks. So what you're going to do is write a 1 to 2 paragraph report describing the activities you did during the weeks to complete the portfolio assignment. So like your very first progress report is due week 2. So what did you do in weeks 1 and 2 to start completing your portfolio assignment? So this could be I read the BOC document. I started writing my introduction, started writing the summary. I found 2 artifacts. Whatever you did for the professional portfolio, not your job as an athletic trainer. What things did you do to actually meet or to start working on your professional portfolio? Now, the critical thing is you should be able to demonstrate that you have been spending 3 to 6 hours per week working on your professional portfolio in these reports. So that's what you should be doing in this class. You should be spending anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks per week on your portfolios. Okay? So you need to describe to me what you've been doing during the weeks. The other thing I think you should do is include goals that you have for the upcoming week. So for for the progress report number 1, you turn that in week 2. Your next progress report due in week 6. So what are you going to do in week 3, week 4, week 5, and week 6 for this class? What goals do you have for the professional portfolio assignments? What goals do you have for the upcoming weeks? All right. The other thing you need to report is you need to document the number of hours you've worked as an athletic trainer each week. So I've broken down the weeks for each progress report. So in progress report 1, just report the total number of hours you worked during weeks 1 and 2. You don't need to explain anything to me. Just tell me in week 1 I worked 40 hours, and week 2 I worked 60 hours. In progress report 2, you're going to report the numbers of hours worked during weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6. Progress report 3, you'll report your hours worked in weeks 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nothing else is required. Just don't explain anything to me. Just tell me the number of hours you worked. Other thing you're going to include is your courage and calling reflection here in your progress report. And I'm going to go to that assignment here in a second. But it's 1 to 2 paragraphs which you're going to reflect on. Again, the progress report's intended to just help you stay on track with your professional portfolio. It's kind of an accountability assignment. You're going to use Microsoft Word, and you're going to turn these in the assignment link in Moodle and provide a title page. You can use the title page example in the professional portfolio template to help you with that. All right, so in Appendix E, we have our courage and calling reflection. I have assigned specific chapters that you're going to reflect on, so you can see that down below. So for your first reflection is just over chapter 1. So what you're going to do is read the text. You're going to provide a reflection of what you've learned from the text and how you can specifically apply the material to your professional life. I'm trying to read what I'm. So in chapter 1, when you're reading that, think about it, how can I use this information as an athletic trainer now and down the road? So you're going to provide a 1 to 2 paragraph on how the material from the book Courage and Calling has affected you, or potentially can affect you in your vocation, your calling, because that's one of the parts of this particular book. It's the calling that God has for us in our work. Then in your first professional portfolio, due in week 4, you'll provide a reflection for chapters 2 and 3. And then in Progress 2, you do chapters 4, 5, and 6. Professional Portfolio 2, you do chapters 7 and 8. Progress Report 3, chapters 8, 9, and 10. And then for your final portfolio, you'll read the last 2 chapters in the book, chapters 11 and 12. Provide a reflection there. And then in the reflection assignment paper, you'll reflect on the entire book. And so in the final reflection assignment at the end of the course, you'll discuss the book as a whole, review, go back and read what you've written over the course of the semester about the book and your vocation, and discuss any impact the text has had on your vocational calling. What were some of the main takeaways from the text, and how will this impact your life? We talked about in our athletic training pedagogical studies class about adult learning theory. And part of adult learning theory is to get us adults to reflect on our learning. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. I think this is a really good text to get us to think about what God has called each one of us to do. We started using this text last year, and I was very impressed with what the students took away from this particular text for this class. So I hope this is impactful. It's not too difficult, 1, 2 paragraphs each time explaining to me how you can apply the material as an athletic trainer. You can also go into your personal life too. As always, if you have questions, post your questions in the Q&A forum, because more than likely other students have questions about the Q&A forum, about the assignments that need to be posted in the Q&A forum.